So here we are on deck 11 at the very top of the ship, and this is Scapa Napoli, which is an Italian themed dining, really specialising in pizza. The pizzas on here are excellent. I had one delivered to my room, also ate up here in the sun, absolutely wonderful. Now the rest of deck 10 you'll find is really for enjoying the sun. Sun lounges out here in the day. It's also cleared at night, and there's also some tables here. You're able to see some of the entertainment from the deck below. Also you'll find the running track. There's two running tracks. The short one that goes around the funnel, I believe it's 12 laps of that is a mile, and then the long track, and it's 8 laps of that for a mile. So I'm not going to get too close because it gets a little bit loud when you get towards the funnel, because we're sitting in port, so the engines are just running. But yes, this is deck 11. Around here, we're on deck 10, which is the pool bar and also the grill during the day. But at night, this whole area down here is transformed into Hot Rocks restaurant, which is dining where they bring an incredibly hot stone to your table, and you're able to cook your own meat in front of yourself to exactly your liking. It's really fascinating. I'll throw some footage from the other night where we actually enjoyed the dining here. It is really something spectacular. I'd recommend you try that if you're on board one of the Silversea ships. So as we head off around the pool, there's a pool here in the centre of the ship. There's only one pool on this ship, and it's here. But as you head down towards the back of the ship, past these sun lounges, there's also tables in the shade. Smoking is available on this side of the ship, and then as we head further down the ship, the back of deck 10, these are some sun lounges a little bit further along. These do have these are by the water fountains and do have a little bit of cover, so they're a little bit more shaded during the day. Right now we're facing away from the sun, so these ones on the other side of the ship are obviously getting a lot of sun right now. It's shaded on this side. Heading past some of the deck equipment, as you can see, to the back of the ship, where you'll find some large seating areas facing off the back of the ship with some spectacular views, and also the whirlpool which overlooks the back of the ship. The water in there is wonderfully warm, and a great place to spend really the early evening with some very picturesque destinations. So as you can see now, I have a mask on. You're supposed to wear a mask whilst walking around inside the ship. When you get to a dining venue or to a bar, you're able to remove your mask and enjoy yourself as you'd like. So not found that to be too much of a hassle, and everyone's been complying with that rule really quite diligently. So this is the Panorama Lounge inside. As you can see, the bar here, and then in the evening there is music being played over here. This is a really nice meeting point for drinks after dinner, and it's just a nice way to spend the evening with some music playing in the background. So just moving along from the Panorama Lounge, you'll find Connoisseur's Corner. The Connoisseur's Corner is the smoking area on board the ship. It's a really nice area, some sort of like memorabilia on the wall. It has a real atmosphere. There's a humidor on the left as you walk in, and you're able to smoke in here. There's an air filtration system, so it doesn't even smell of smoke for people who don't smoke. I would say as a non-smoker, you'd be able to spend the time in here without any problem. Now we're outside the Connoisseur's Corner. This is the outdoor smoking area, fan above, as you can see, and then there is a fireplace this end. This is also a very nice place to spend time in the evening, winding down. You can get your drinks brought here as well. So that is slightly further along on deck 9. So we're now down on deck 8. As you can see, I am at the lift. All the suites are down that way, and really all the dining on each level is towards the back of the ship. So as we head through here, you'll find the boutique. It's closed now because we're in port. This is where you can do onboard shopping, and then we head down to La Dame. So now we're inside La Dame. La Dame is a French themed restaurant. You can see by the menu here, sporting the Eiffel Tower. Obviously the tables are not set because it's early in the day, but you can see it's what I would call kind of mid-sized restaurant. So you definitely want to make sure you reserve your space in here so you're not disappointed if it's full. So now we're heading into the Arts Cafe. Now the Arts Cafe seems to have kind of replaced the observation lounge in the library. That was a really nice place to go for people to read a book, get a drink, sort of observe from the front of the ship. Seems to have kind of been replaced a little bit by this. This seems to be a real favourite of everybody's, where you can get small treats, get your books and have some wonderful views from the front of the ship. So here we are on deck 7. As you can see, each deck looks very similar. This is the corridor to all the suites. As we head round the staircase, we will find some artwork. There's art on every floor. It's beautiful, kind of understated, but beautiful. The lifts, 4 lifts at the front. There's also lifts at the back of the ship as well. As we head down past another staircase, we will find the Silver Note. Now, Silver Note is a jazz style bar, really great ambience at night. We also had a presentation given in here, so it's a good area for that during the day. But yeah, this is the Silver Note, found on deck 7 on the Silver Moon.
I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. Oh, my poor heart.
So moving along from the Silver Note, we head towards the back of the ship and we find La Terrazza. Now the Terrazza is Italian. Yeah. So in the Terrazza you can have breakfast in the morning. Find breakfast at this side, it's kind of buffet style, even though it's served to you because of COVID. Also hand washing machines. The hand sanitizing machines here deploy water for the correct amount of time and soap for the right amount of time, and then drying for the right amount of time. So it's really handy before you get anywhere near the food. As you can see, the tables are right down here. You can dine here for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Again, this falls under the Dine 24 rules, where you can have any of the food that's served here delivered to your suite. This is a very busy place in the morning, as you get spectacular views off the back of the ship for whatever port you're in whilst you eat your breakfast. So now we're on deck 6. Now deck 6 actually features the spa, also the fitness centre. So if we head just down here now to Zagara Spa, here is where you can book all your treatments. There's sauna, steam room, fitness centre this side, and then the beauty salon on the left. It's obviously divided into treatment rooms. There's also a pool on the back that wasn't filled whilst we were on board, but is available for other sailors. So here we are on deck 5. Now deck 5, as we head towards the Venetian Lounge. Now the Venetian Lounge is kind of like a small theatre stage area. We saw a performance, a tribute to Queen, which was fantastic. I'll put some clips of that over the top. As you can see, there's plenty of seating in here. The couple of shows that we've come down to see, not struggled to get a seat. You can see from everywhere, and a really great place to spend the evening. The show's not too long, so they fit perfectly around one of the many dining options on board. So now, as we head towards the other end of deck 5, you see the hotel director's office there. Future cruise sails on the right, and then on both sides you will find reception and shore concierge. Now, I think the really interesting thing here is that the reception staff have been brilliant, very attentive, very quick, but also reception's not kind of peeking in your face, it's just tucked away here in the corner. And then you have the Dolce Vita bar with the piano in the background, so you can see some music. Great place to have pre-dinner drinks or cocktails such as we did. And as you can see, there's really room for everybody in here. It's a really large space. So now we're heading downstairs from deck 5, obviously to deck 4. And deck 4 is my favourite deck on the ship. Look through past some of the wonderful art here and towards the salt lab. The salt lab is where you do cooking demonstrations. Sounds like I'll show some pictures from a class we did the other day where we made food based on the port that we were in. So we were in Heracleon and we made kind of a deconstructed dacos, it was called. So I'll throw that up on the screen. Really a fantastic experience, space film. You really need to book yourself on, but you can do this as many times as you want. It's actually included in your cruise fare. And this is the Salt Kitchen, and the Salt Kitchen is actually the restaurant associated with the Salt Lab. As you can see, nice open space, plenty of seating. Again, this place should be very easy to get a reservation for. We were booked in before we boarded. Now the menu in here changes every day based on the location of the ship, so you're always getting food inspired by the area you're in. But if you're a fussy eater like I am, you can still take advantage of the other restaurants on the ship and have that food brought here, and then the other people in your party can experience the food of where you are. Just to the right of the Salt Kitchen you'll find the Salt Bar. Now, the Salt Bar is locked, so I can't show you, but I will put up some clips from before. This is a very small space. Now if you want to get in here before eating in the Salt Kitchen, or really before dining anywhere, you need to make sure you come down plenty of time in advance, because it's very small, and at the moment with social distancing you're limited to tables of 6. So as we continue to move around deck 4, you find Atlantide. Now Atlantide is another dining option on board the Silver Moon. It's actually surprisingly big, this restaurant, as it actually wraps around the corner here. So again, if you want to book yourself into Atlantide, reserve your seats. I don't see this being a problem on board this ship. I think you should be able to get in here quite comfortably. If you've got a bigger party, they're able to accommodate that. Obviously, then you would need to give some notice. So as we head round right from Atlantide, you'll find kaiseki, which is Japanese inspired food. Now, having talked to a couple of the guests on board, this restaurant is very popular, and you will definitely want to make sure you get reserved in here as soon as possible. So the final stop on our tour of the Silver Moon is actually deck 3. Now deck 3 is where you'll find the gangway. It's a little bit noisy down here. So here you find disposable face masks so you can replace and sanitize before you get on and get off the ship. Towels that you can take on shore and then bring back with you. This is very handy. Also cold water. There's temperate water, but also in the box here there is freezing water, which is really nice, especially when you get back from a hot day on the shore. Now as we move along here, you will find the actual gangway itself, where right now we have tenders waiting to take you into Mykonos.